I welcome you all in today's webinar. As we all know, today our webinar topic is about life and how we are responsible for whatever we do so. I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Venu Garu, who has been changing millions of lives with his motivational and inspirational speeches. Sri A. Venugopal, founder, director of Venu Skill Training Academy, a communication and life skill training academy. He is passionate about developing communication skills and life skills as they lead the students to lead a courageous, confident, and peaceful life. He has been training students full time since 2000 for 20 years now. He has trained over 1000 plus batches and did corporate training in dozens of schools, colleges, and a few organizations. They have made the school children of many rural schools to build their communication skills and attitude, greatly understanding their requirements. He worked with Asia's largest organization Vita for 12 years as a trainer and franchise owner, and now running his own organization in the name of Venu Skill Training Academy for nearly 8 years. He believes unless a student is practically involved in an activity, he never understands the intensity of the challenges he encounters in doing a job so. He organized some of the biggest events like Youth Fest involving over 2,500 students and organized 59 events all in one day. He even did Parents Fest involving around 1,600 parents and organized around 100 events for them and many carnivals. And one program he did with Malati Hola, who is challenged and represented India in Paralympics for 20 plus years and won 389 gold medals, 27 silver and 7 bronze medals, and who is a Padma Shri awardee. He is a practical man who loved to face the challenge, as he loved the lessons that he can learn than what society thinks about him. His desire is to extend his experience to as many as he can and make this world a better place to live in. I personally have been benefited with his amazing skills, and without wasting much time, I would give the honor to Mr. Venugopal Garu to start to share his inspirational ideas of life with us. And I request all to please make a note of all your questions during the session and ask him at the end during question answer session. Over to Mr. Venugopal Garu. Sir, you can please start now. Thank you.
So, hi, I'm very happy to stand before you to express my ideas, my views in front of you. It's an honor that I got from Oxford College. I've just come to know that it was also started in 1974 and I too was born in the same year. We both are sailing with the same concept of educating this world and making this world a better place to live in. To start with, I just want to live my life with the truth that all the rules of this universe are my rules. And when I go with that, I really get excited in order to make things done. Today we have opted for a topic which I was given by the Oxford team, which is a real honor for me to explain before you. But all I really want to put before you is, in order to explain this topic, I want to make my life experiences much in front of you than the lives of many other people. The topic is, we are responsible for everything that happens in our life. Most of the times, everyone will be under the perspective that whatever that is happening is happening by an accident. We are not responsible for it. Someone else is responsible for it. But going through my life for almost 46 years, all I realized from the knowledge what I've gained is that all the suffering what I've faced in my life, right from my childhood till now, is all because of only one simple reason that I was not aware of the facts. And all the suffering was made up story by me. It was a make up story truly. I don't need to really suffer for all that. I don't need to really experience all that. But I experienced it, I suffered it just because I did not have certain ideas in my mind. I was not aware of certain facts in my mind, in my life. And that really made me to trouble myself a lot and suffer myself a lot. So we have selected this topic and we are trying to work out with this. Hope my session for the next 40 minutes will really give you a lot of awareness and a lot of insights which will make your life something better. Before that, I just want to put one simple concept in front of you. See, when I was in my school, my founder used to always tell me that ignorance is bliss. Not knowing, anything is really bliss. But half knowledge is dangerous. Try to understand this concept. Ignorance is bliss, but half knowledge is dangerous. And frankly saying, most of us always gain some knowledge and we try to lead our life. We are not aware of everything. We don't go into the in-depth of the information and try to lead our life. That is where we face a lot of problems. Most of the problems what I faced in my life were just because of one simple reason, that is my inferior thinking. I did not know why I really developed that inferior thinking, but in the due course of my life, I understood why I got that inferior thinking. I'll take some practical examples from my life and from any other person's life and make this session exciting. So first, I've come across an incident that happened in the life of Sachin Tendulkar. Let me start with that. Sachin, when he was playing with Australia almost a few years back, he was bowled by Broadhawk. So bowling such an experienced batsman, getting himself bowled, it's not an easy thing. So Broadhawk felt that it's a great achievement for him. So realizing that it's a great achievement, at the end of the match, he took the ball and asked Sachin to sign on it because he wanted to keep it as a memory. And Sachin took the ball, signed and wrote on the top that this will not happen again. And Broadhawk looked at it and felt shocked. So just check, what was the confidence of Sachin to write that statement that it will not happen again? How did he get this confidence? What made him to get this confidence? This was really a question mark for me. But to your surprise or to everyone's surprise, later Broadhawk and Sachin met nearly 20 to 30 matches. But interesting fact is that Broadhawk could not bowl Sachin in the next matches. How did Sachin get this willpower? What made him to go with it? I can say that there are three simple factors which makes our willpower strong. The first thing is, most of the people are not truthful. We lie a lot of times. We lie thinking that the other person does not know the truth. But the fact is, we don't understand that our mind will be watching us. Our mind will have a view on us. See, when the other person tells a lie, we reduce the image that we carry on him. The same thing happens with us also. When we tell a lie, our mind notices it and drops our image a bit. Once our image is dropped in our mind, automatically what happens is we start thinking inferior. Try to understand this. Coming from the other perspective, most of the times we never stick to our promises. We promise a lot of things. We make promises for ourselves that we want to get up early in the morning, but we don't do it. We want to do exercise every day, but we don't do it. We want to be truthful, but we don't stick to it. We want to change our diet and maintain our appearance, but we don't do it most of the times. So we make a lot of promises for ourselves and for many other people, and we don't stick to it. When we don't stick to our promises also, we drop our impression that we carry on ourselves, which I say that it leads to inferior thinking. And the third thing is, the common nature of everybody is they want to get everything instantly. They always look for some shortcuts. In looking for shortcuts, they miss hard work. But hard work is the key in order to develop ourselves any skill in life. So let me put a few examples before you which will make you realize this. The first one is, you must have known about John C. Maxwell, who is an awesome speaker.
He speaks in such a manner that it influences everyone who is sitting in front of him. A day, John C. Maxwell was asked, how can you speak so wonderfully? So it really amazes us when you see, okay, how you're talking. Then John C. Maxwell said that this is not my first presentation or 10th presentation or 100th presentation, but this is my 12,000th presentation. In the sense, he said that he has done it for 12,000 times before. As he has done it for 12,000 times before, he came up with an extraordinary outcome in his performance. It clearly tells you one simple thing, that when you start doing an activity, improving it bit by bit, growing in it bit by bit, identifying the mistakes what we have, rectifying them, and growing ourselves in doing that activity wonderfully, one day we'll do a miracle. If something happens like this, see, when we start that work, we are into conscious mind. So conscious mind works on it, but when we continuously work on it, our subconscious mind takes the job. And afterwards also, if we continue to do the job, okay, once the subconscious mind knows that you are so serious about it, it develops a habit. Making it a habit is taking the control of that information into the subconscious mind. Now, we don't have control over it, the subconscious mind controls it. And even then, if you are still working on it, subconscious mind also works with us and makes it a miraculous performance. So when people do this continuously, they get this miraculous outcome from subconscious mind. See, everyone practices cricket, but why Sachin has got that craze in cricket is he practices every kind of ball for 10,000 times. Not for 100 or 200 times, but for 10,000 times. Try to understand this. Every ball, every kind of ball he practices for 10,000 times. Now, his subconscious mind has a wonderful outcome to hit that ball for an extraordinary score. Understand this. I can give you another example of Chrysler, who can break the glass into pieces by just playing a violin. Someone asked him how you are able to do this, how you are able to break a glass which is kept in front of you by just playing the violin. Then he answered that I have been doing this for 40 years, working on it for 8 hours every day. So 40 years of outcome for 8 hours every day has made a sensational outcome in his performance, and in that performance he is in a position to break the glass which is kept in front of him into pieces by just playing his violin. Understand this. When someone else asked, okay, what is the real secret behind it? He said that I don't miss my practice even for one day. And he said that if I miss my practice for 1 week, my family members recognize it. If I miss my practice for 1 month, anybody can see the difference in me. And if I miss my practice for one day, I myself can notice the difference that's going on. Try to understand this. So this clearly shows that Chrysler has worked to such an extent that He has got that skill through his subconscious mind. This is what you need to understand. So everyone was achieved something great. Even Federer used to practice 10,000 balls every day. There's no shortcut, my friends. When Sachin went to his father and said that he wanted to make cricket his life, then his father said that don't look for shortcuts. Just put all your effort on hard work. Then you are going to be a successful person. See, hard work can never be taken away. We have to work hard. We have to develop ourselves into a strategy wherein we really become a fantastic performer in whatever we do. This is what we need to understand. When we are truthful and when we keep up our promises and when we start working hard, we develop our self esteem. We develop our self love. We develop our self belief. When we develop these three concepts, okay, then we start thinking wonderfully. See, I've come across a situation that happened in the life of Nelson Mandela when he was a kid. I was really shocked to know how he could think this so wonderfully. Nelson Mandela, along with his friends, used to play a small game wherein they used to climb on a bullock, uh, a cow, and the cow used to just have a small round in the ground and drop them there. It was a buffalo, sorry, okay. So one after the another, they used to climb on the buffalo. The buffalo used to take them for one or two rounds and then drop them. So like this, all his friends started climbing on the buffalo, and one by one, okay, they started enjoying the trip that the buffalo was giving. After some time, it was the turn of Nelson Mandela, and he just got onto that and started moving forward. So, but once Nelson Mandela got onto the buffalo did not take him. It got struck for some time, then it increased its pace and started running into the bushes. There were some thorny bushes nearby. It rushed into the thorny bushes and he just threw Nelson Mandela into the thorny bush. He was totally struck and he had a lot of thorns facing in his body. It was really painful for him. With all the struggle, he came out with the support of his friends. After coming away from there, he sat in a particular place and started thinking, why this buffalo has done this to me? There, he realized a wonderful lesson which has really changed the face of his life, which made him the most sensitive, humble personality so that he could really become something wonderful in the later course of his life. Understand this, my friends. What was his thinking is when we don't like to do something, when we want to reject something, we can reject it in a simple way. The buffalo could not have taken me into the bushes. It could have just stopped without moving. I could have got down. But why the buffalo has taken me into the bushes and created a lot of pain to me? Creating this much pain and suffering for me was really a horrible situation. Then and there itself, he realized and he was telling to his friends that from today onwards, if I want to say no in any particular situation, I'll just tell no in a humble way. I don't create a worst situation wherein it troubles a lot of people. It creates a disturbance in the life of a lot of people. So that lesson has made him a wonderful personality. Just try to understand this. Why couldn't we think so greatly in our life? How much noise we should have made in our life for the things what we don't like. For simple things, okay, which we did not like, we used to make a lot of noise, we used to create a lot of irritation, we used to come up with anger, we used to come up with irritation, troubling everyone, disturbing everyone, creating a lot of fuss in that. But if you are not agreeing with something, if you just say that I don't want to do it, no, in a humble way, how great it would be. It would really solve a lot of issues. Okay, I just want you to develop this. So this is one example I gave of Sachin. The other example that happened in the life of Nelson Mandela, and I'll give you another example that happened in the life of the mother of Thomas Alva Edison. Every time I experience Thomas Alva Edison, I get this dream, what is created at the age of 12 years. Thomas Alva Edison wanted to be the greatest scientist ever. He was not in school for more than 3 months. He was sent out of the school because he was partially deaf. But still, Thomas Alva Edison said that I want to be the greatest scientist ever. See, that dream, that decision is really needing of a lot of courage to express itself. Because there were millions of scientists before, there will be millions of scientists will be coming after. But he wanted to be the best scientist ever. He could achieve it because he has created more than 500 products. He has invented 500 products and he has got the rights of 2000 products for its patent rights. Try to understand this. How could he achieve this? How could he gain this? This really astonishes. And for this, we have to get into a small story that happened in the life of his mother. Just try to know about this. His mother, okay, you all go thing. Please move. Sorry for the inconvenience. Hey, please, man, okay? Don't be a disturbance walking here, okay? Sorry for the inconvenience, friends. We had a small issue to connect with this in the beginning that created a kind of tension. We could not start it on time even. We delayed it by 2-3 minutes, causing a lot of inconvenience for all of you. That worry is still in my mind. That's the reason why I'm not a bit flexible. Okay, I'm back into it. Let us go for it. Thomas Alva Edison could create a sensational outcome in his life. Coming up with 500 innovations, it's not an easy deal, if you can understand that. But how could he achieve this? Then we came to know that his mother, when he was a child, one day what happened is he came up with a note from the school saying that your Tom is too stupid to learn. Getting out of this school. We can't teach him because he is partially deaf. So he took that note, went home, and gave it to his mother. His mother looked at the note, probably felt really sad within herself, but she did not express that sorrow outside. What she said is, Thomas asked her, Mother, what is written in that note? His mother said that you don't need to go to school to study because you're a genius. Other people have to go to school and study because they are all common people. They are not genius, so they can't study by themselves. But you are a genius, so you can study by yourself. So you don't need to go to school and get education there. You can build it by yourself, practically doing everything at home under the guidance of your mother. This got a lot of excitement in the life of Thomas Alva Edison. And he lived from then all through his life as a genius, thinking that he is a genius, he's a born genius, and he can do anything by himself. He doesn't need the guidance of anybody, like everyone who's going to school. Just if I go through this, if I think about this, the first question I get in my mind is this: how could his mother think so wonderfully? And I can give you wonderful incidences or thousands of incidences like this, my friends. See, Steve Jobs used to take the biggest risks in life. Many people used to ask him, why do you take such big risks? You can lead your life cool and calm. He used to say that death is my greatest inspiration. We don't know when we are going to die. So we have to work hard. If I work hard, if I create something big, if I take the biggest risk in life and move on, I can do something for this universe. We said that by taking such a big risk, if at all if you are failing in that, what happens? Then Steve Jobs said that if I win, the whole world wins. If I lose, only I lose. What the problem is, if I alone lose? But if I win, the whole world wins, right? Understand this. That is the reason why I'm going to take the biggest risks and go on in life. This is not a wonderful thinking. Isn't that thinking shocking us? How can a person think of taking the huge risks or biggest risks in life? Going through the life stories of hundreds of people, I've come to know that they have succeeded in their life because their thinking was fantastic. They thought in a manner which nobody could think about. So, my guidance to you today is you need to develop your thinking in such a fantastic manner that when you develop your thinking greatly, automatically everything goes wonderful in your life. But in order to develop your thinking, you must be truthful. Probably learn this lesson in your KGs, first class or second class, that be truthful always. But are we following it? Check once. If at all, if you are truthful in everything you do, if you are transparent internally and externally, I'm telling you, your self-esteem goes high, your self-belief goes high, your self-respect goes high, and automatically you will have a superior thinking. This kind of thinking, as Steve Jobs, Nelson Mandela, Sachin Tendulkar have got that kind of thinking develops in you. Understand this. But if you're not truthful, if you're not keeping up your promises, and if you're not working hard, working so hard on what you really want to achieve in life, I think that you cannot enhance your superior thinking. Without superior thinking, with inferior thinking, life is a mess. Life is an utter. Our thinking is connected with our emotions. We can't see what we are thinking. So God has connected that thinking with emotions. Happy emotions, go great. You're luxurious, you're happy, you're celebrating. But sorrowful emotions, anger, irritation, jealousy, greed, superstitions, fear, doubt, disappointment, discouragement. Just think about this. Experiencing this is a hell, you know. Because misery, whether it is small or big, it gives equal pain. Because emotion is the same when you are having a simple pain or a big pain. Understand this. So, when your thinking is not proper, you always go with negative emotions which make your life a hell. So, you have to take your life in such a manner that your thinking goes great. So, develop your truth telling ability and develop your ability to keep up your promises and develop your ability to work hard. Now, I'll give you certain examples in the way you are thinking, which if you can change, okay, it will really have a wonderful life for you. You may develop your thinking to a superior extent and land in a wonderful position. Okay, first, generally, most of us are very afraid of rejection. We lead our life as if we don't want any rejection in life. We can't take any rejection in life. But you need to understand this, my friends. The other person is not rejecting you, he is just rejecting your thought. If you understand this, I think you won't feel worried about asking for what you want. You won't feel expressing your ideas and views. But just check, okay, just because of the fear of rejection, how many times you just kept quiet, not putting yourself, your ideas, your strategies, think in life. I'll just tell you a small quote. There is a person who has done a research on rejections. He just took up a task like this. He just wanted to do some kind of different things wherein everyone will reject him. So the first day he went to the market, looking at a stranger, he just asked, "Can you borrow me $2,000?" So the other person said, "What? $2,000? Who are you? I don't know you. Why are you asking me?" So he ran away from that place, getting rejected. His philosophy is that if he is rejected a lot of times, he becomes flexible. Once he becomes flexible in taking that rejections, can really create wonders in his life. He can take up any kind of risky task. He can go with risky tasks. So next task what he has done is, he just thought going home, why did I run away from that place? I asked him for $2,000. Probably he might have said no. Then I can know the reason for it, right? So the next day what he did it, he has taken a small plant with a lot of thorns in it. I can call it as a thorny bush. And he carried it to a neighbor and said that I want to plant it in your house. Can I just plant it? The neighbor looked at it and said, no, you can't plant it. So then he came away from that place. Then he realized that he wanted to know the reason why he is getting rejected. Then he went back to that house and asked, man, you said no. Fine. But can you just tell me why you don't want me to plant this in your house? Then she said that the problem is not with me, but the problem is with my pet dog. It digs every plant what I plant. So it digs and takes away that plant. That is the reason why I don't want you to plant it, because it dies. Then that fellow realized it. There is a reason for her rejection. If you know that reason, then he can move on. And she added one more statement that there is a friend of mine in the next neighbor. You can just go and plant the plant there. And she enjoys planting plants. And he went to the next neighbor and planted it there. See, he could do his deed because he came to know the reason. So understand one simple logic in your thinking that you're not rejected, my friends. Your thought is being rejected. So if you can take it wherever you go, you try to do what you want to do. You may face rejection, but understand that you are not rejected there. Your thought is being rejected. So you get around 90,000 thoughts every day in your mind. Of that, if 1 or 10 or 100 thoughts gets rejected, what's the problem in this? Think about this. And the other concept you need to go for is this. Most of the times, we don't try to know any information clearly. See, in my life, I was much worried whenever I used to go to view the success stories of great people, listen to the audios and videos of great people. I always had a question within myself that when can I develop my knowledge to that stage? When can I put myself into a strategy wherein I can also speak like them? I can also express my ideas like them. This was a big question mark for me. Then one day I've got a solution for that. So when I was listening to an audio, one person said that even if we gain all the knowledge of this universe, still what we know is a little. There is yet a lot to be known. So even if you read all the books and gain all the knowledge that is there in this universe, still we know this much means all the people who have gained maximum knowledge is even knowing this much. They don't know a lot. So we always get frightened about what they know. But there is something what we know which the other person also don't know. This you need to understand. So how much ever you gain, how much ever you learn, how much ever you develop yourself, there is still a lot to know. So if you can just change your thinking in this, I think it really puts you onto a wonderful solution. Understand this. I can just add one more information to this. In your thinking, how you can change it to be a better perspective. Generally, we don't try to know much about our mind. We don't try to know much about our heart. We don't try to know much about our sense organs. At least we don't know how our mind operates many times. See, when we don't know about ourselves, how can we make use of ourselves wonderfully? In order to use ourselves wonderfully, we have to know ourselves completely. When we know ourselves completely, then alone we can start using this life wonderfully. See, when you buy a gadget, can you use it without knowing much about it? So you have to know it clearly in order to use it. In the same manner, you have to know how your mind works, your heart works. You have to know how your sense organs operate in your life. Then handling your life is much easier. So I'll just tell something which is related to this. Your mind has one nature, that is, it does not settle for less. Whatever the task you pick up, in that it wants to gain more and more, more and more, more and more. How much ever you gain, your mind does not settle. It asks you to go for something more. So if you pick up money, you want to make a lot of money in your life, automatically I can tell you, your mind does not settle for any amount in your life. If you're done with 1 lakh, it will say go for 10 lakhs. If you're done with 10 lakhs, it will say go for 1 crore. If you're done with 1 crore, it will say that you go for 10 crores. And this goes by, and you keep on putting your life in the chase of making money. So, if you understand the nature of your mind, that whatever you fix up in your mind that you want, it always says that go more, go more. If you're in love with a girl, you want love from that girl more and more, more and more, more and more. Okay. If you're really, what I can say, passionate about eating, it wants more and more. If you're passionate about relation building, it wants more and more. If you're passionate about friends, if you're passionate about books, I was very passionate about knowledge. So my mind always makes me to go for more and more, more and more. But understand one thing, my friends. Life is not given to you to chase something, to run after something, to gain things more and more. Because we are not here as a permanent human being. We are not going to exist here forever. We are dying every day. We are dying every minute, bit by bit. Probably if you are a person of 25 years, so you have died for 25 years. You have only 75 years left. So we are not permanent on this earth. So life is not given to accumulate a lot of things, but life is given to you to experience it. So learn to experience it. Identify the things which you love to do. Start working on them. Keep doing them. Life can give you a wonderful experience. But you people, in chase of your desires, in chase of going for want of more and more, as your mind always seeks for it, you run after it, you run after it, you run after it, and when you're done with your life, when you're not able to make more, when you look back, okay, the life has gone by. Don't do that. See, you need a small understanding that experience is life. When you do something what you really love, you experience life. Suppose you're eating a cup of ice cream. You have a wonderful tongue which will give you a wonderful experience. Eat to gain that experience, to celebrate that experience. Most of you must be non-veg favorites. You must be enjoying eating chicken. But when you are eating chicken, celebrate the taste that tongue is giving you, the experience what you are getting out of that. When you're watching a movie, you will have an exposure for a lot of emotions, and your mind gives you a wonderful feeling. Focus on that. When you are with your girlfriend or your best people in life, when you sit before them, there is a wonderful expression of love flowing in you. That is your experience. Why you love to be with your girlfriend always? Why a girl loves to be with a boy? Because there is an expression of emotion, of love. That's wonderful. That is the reason why we try to talk to girls. We try to talk to opposite sex. We try to spend time with them because there is an expression of love. But are you observing that love? Are you experiencing that love more and more? But we are always with the thinking that she may leave now. If she goes, okay, I will not have that experience. I will not be happy. You're putting your mind into a different thinking wherein you're not experiencing yourself, my friends. When you read a book, try to update that knowledge. There is a lot of experience in it. Something what you love most and start eating it. That's a wonderful experience. Ask your mother to stop her daily routine, saying that you will take care of that. That's a wonderful experience. Go sit before your father and say thanks for everything, Dad. You have been the best dad on this earth. It's a wonderful experience. So life is given to you to experience. When you eat a fruit, when you just look at something beautiful, look into the nature, whatever you look in, okay, there's a wonderful experience that is happening in you. When you just get wet in the rain, there's a wonderful experience happening in you. When you just look at the clouds, when you look at the rising sun, when you look at the setting sun, when you look at the oceans, anything in nature, that's going to make you wonderfully happy within. But you're not looking at the experience. You're always chasing after one, or you're traveling or moving around or you're going to different places, not for that experience what you're going to get within yourself, but to show off before a lot of people that it's something exciting, it's something wonderful. So focus on your experience. See, I'll tell you what causes you worry in a simple example. You love to eat chicken. Which is giving you that wonderful experience? It's your tongue, not the chicken. See, if at all if I'm trying to feed you chicken through a pipe inserted here in your throat, not allowing you to touch your tongue, then would you like to have chicken? Just think. So you are getting the experience of that eating chicken with your tongue. But I'll ask you a question. Are you loving chicken or are you loving your tongue? You love chicken. That is the reason why not able to eat it, getting less quantity of chicken or not getting a tasty chicken is a trouble for you. But understand that you have a wonderful tongue that gives you a wonderful experience for you. And that experience you have to check out. See, when you listen some beautiful songs, you'll have a wonderful experience. Which is giving you that wonderful experience? It's your ears. But are you loving your ears? You love the song. So that is the reason why you're not able to experience yourself. You're looking at a lot of beautiful things. When you look at beautiful things, you have a wonderful experience with yourself. I don't know whether you are observing it or not. If you're calm, if you're good, you can experience it wonderfully. So that experience is given by your eyes. Are you loving your eyes? Just check once. When you see some flowers, you'll have a wonderful experience of having that fragrance to your nose. But you love flowers, but not the one which is really giving you a wonderful experience. When we touch people, when we hug people, when we are sitting in a comfortable thing, okay, which is very soft and all, we'll have a wonderful experience. When cool air touches us, when cool breeze touches us, when we are in an AC room, we feel wonderfully comfortable because that air touching our skin will give a wonderful experience for us. So that experience is really awesome. But what are you loving? You are loving the air conditioner. You are loving a mobile, but not when you play that game, the excitement that is coming within you. See, when you sit before a girl and the love expression expresses within you, you're not experiencing the love within you, but you are experiencing the other girl and you're going after the other girl and thinking that I want that girl, I want that girl. That is the reason why if she is not there in your life, you face hell. But are you understanding that that is the experience within you? And you have to notice that experience. So understand, my friends, life is not given to you in order to chase something, but in order to have an experience that can be gained by anything. And I hope you will start doing this and make your life a wonderful outcome. You have to lead your life by truths. This world has worked a lot. Our previous generation has dedicated their life in bringing the truths to us. They've kept the truths to us. When we lead our life with the truths alone, we'll experience a wonderful life. Realize this. Without leading our life by truths, I'm seriously telling you, it's not going to do any kind of greatness in your life. So you have to lead your life by truths. Lead your life by truths. Know the truths. Know things in detail. Don't try to grab a simple information. I'm telling you again and again, half knowledge is dangerous. And you need to lead your life with one particular concept that whatever that is happening in your life, you are responsible for it. God has created everything you want. He has put everything in you. All the abilities are there within you. All the skills are there within you. Everything that you want is there around you. But you have to take up all that and make use of it. This you need to understand, my friends. So, somehow, this is something which I can relate with a lot of examples. But I just could concise it into a brief wherein I could give an initiation within you, a spark within you. With this spark, take your life forward. The first three principles I just told you. Before revising this, I would like to tell you, you can pop up some questions if you want. In the next 10-15 minutes, I'll answer you. And at that time, you will be given some feedback form which scrolls on your screens, and you fill that feedback form and send it. Okay, automatically you will be even getting participation certificate. You can type some questions so that I can answer it. So I would just like to close it down in 5 minutes, and afterwards I'll just answer your questions for another 10-15 minutes. Then we will end it. Okay? So uh, even if this session is not going to give a lot of examples for you, just I'll tell you one thing. Learn to be truthful. Just speak truth. Never tell a lie, and see how great your experience is going to be in life, because the thinking goes inferior. But telling lies, your thinking goes inferior, then automatically you will be under negative emotions, which is really a process. Just go with a strategy wherein you don't promise which you cannot keep up. If you say something, okay, go for it. I'll tell you a small example. 2 years back, we took up a challenge because we wanted to test our self-esteem, self-respect, and self-belief. So the task was like, we have to work on one life story every day and create a video of it and post it to all our students. We took it for 1 year, 365 videos, and we did it, my friends. We did not even miss one day. There were days where we traveled to Vijayawada also. But I started writing the script in bus stop, in the office, and I remember, okay, we completed that video in IG office, one of the video one day. But we never missed one video also in all the 365 days. So when we put our promise, when we take up a promise, if we live by it, automatically what happens is we develop our self-respect, self-belief, and self-love enormously, which makes your thinking inferior. With inferior thinking, every decision you make, everything you do is fantastic. Just you need to understand. So be truthful, always keep up your promises, don't look for shortcuts. See, remember one thing, everything is possible in life. You can achieve anything you want in life. But you need to understand one thing very clearly, that it comes only step by step, bit by bit. But you never get it instantly. But if you're looking out for something to get instantly, I'm sure to tell you, you'll end up in failure. So never look for shortcuts. Start working. Just know how your brain works. Just know how your sense organs operate with you. Most of the times, our sense organs will be deceiving us, will be cheating us. Try to understand this. Know about yourself more, then automatically you know about everything on this earth. When you know yourself, automatically you love yourself. When you love yourself, you love everything on this earth. You love everyone on this earth. See, you can never hate even one thing, or you cannot hate anyone on this earth. If you have one hatred thought within you, if you have one thought of hatred within you, that creates a lot of hurts in your life. You have no choice for hatred. So love everything. This is another truth which you can remember. I'll come up with more sessions wherein I can give you a clear-cut knowledge about many truths which you can implement in your life. Probably this is a kind of introduction for you, wherein to make you realize that your thinking is creating your life. And all you need to know is you have to improve your thinking to an superior thinking. That comes with these three principles. So just follow those three principles. And everything you know, try to know it completely. Try to know it in detail. Try to know it totally. When you have clear cut clarity on that, then you you can create something with that. You can create something wonderful with that. If you're not clear with that, I'm telling you, you cannot create something wonderful in your life, my friends. So all the experiences what I've got in my life, I've got it by knowing about it completely. When I knew something, initially I used to rush before people and express that information and always wanted to gain some grades, but it never helped me. So it helps you when you know completely. So know yourself completely, love yourself completely, then you love everything on this earth, then you love everyone on this earth. Understand this. So develop your thinking, enhance your thinking in your superior extent so that you will realize that everything that is happening in your life, you are truly responsible for it. Fine. Definitely we had a challenge. Frankly saying, this is our first webinar. The first time I'm looking at the cam and speaking. All my life, I was enjoying my classroom teaching. I've taught nearly 1,000 plus batches and I enjoyed teaching thousands of students. But this is the first time I came before a camera and started to address you. So our team had some challenges. We could not deliver it greatly, but I hope we did not disappoint you. We are really sorry for it, and you can experience much more of my knowledge through our channel, Venu's Positive channel. I've kept a lot of videos. Now it's time to take questions. I'll just look into the first question. How can we know our ability or skill inside us? See, basically you need to understand some difference between talent and skill. See, talent is inborn. God gives you, but talent plays only 5% role. You have to work on that talent and then develop it into a skill. I can give you a wonderful example. You must be knowing about Chanda. She is the CEO of ICICI Bank. So when ICICI Bank was launched in India, somewhere in 90s, a few people got recruited. One of that was Chanda. She started with a minimum salary, and after 20 to 22 years, she became the CEO of that organization, and her salary was nearly 8 crore. Just understand, there were many people who joined along with her, but all those people were getting only 40 to 50,000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakh salary, but she was getting 8 crore. The difference between 50,000 and 8 crore is pretty big, right? Understand this? So someone asked her, how could you do this? Then Chanda said that I've developed an ability to learn every skill that the job needs, and I always try to be ahead. So her hard work of staying ahead of everyone, first thing. And second thing is learning every skill that the job demands made her to come to the position of that. Just see the results. The variation in the results, 50,000 and 8 crore. It's pretty big, my friends. So we need to learn that skill. So talent is something which is gifted within you. But you have to work hard in order to develop a skill on that talent. You have to practice every day. See, Federer's father used to take him to the court and make him play 10,000 balls every day right from his 6 years of age. And he did it for almost 5, 6 years like that to make him a wonderful champion in tennis. And he could become a world champion later with that practice. So it is not the talent that is there within him, okay, which was giving him success. It is a skill what he developed by working on it. And in order to recognize your talent, you have to grab every opportunity that is there before you. Probably competitions come up in life. There are a lot of challenges which you can take through. And every competition, every idea, every opportunity that is given to you, jump into it. Remember, opportunities are not given, are created. Create a video, post it to your friends, see if you're really good at creating that. Check out, give presentations, take chances, okay, participate in competitions. You just go through the success stories of people. I have some collection of child incredibles in our channel, Venu's Positive channel. Look into it. I have 28 child lives. If you can just go through the 28 lives, you will really understand that how these people could create miracles in their life. Really, it looks like a miracle. Go through them. But they have developed it only by identifying the talent within them. But how could they identify the talent is they tried everything that is there before them. They grabbed every opportunity that is there before them. Don't lose even a simple competition that is organized in your college. There will be a lot of PPT presentations. There will be a lot of seminar opportunities. You bunk them. You escape from them. You run away from them. But remember, okay, until and unless you take risks in life and start doing them, you will never know what you are. You may fail, but understand that failing is not a problem. People create a lot of hype on that. They make fun of you. They make irritations within you. But failing is realizing that I don't know this. When you fail, don't try to cry. Don't try to worry. Because without failure, you can never see success. After hundreds of failures, learning everything what you don't know, then only you succeed in life. This you need to understand. So, welcome failure. Let rejections come because the people are not rejecting you, but they are rejecting your idea. It's not a problem. So, take up every opportunity, then you'll come to know that you do something wonderfully than most of the other people. And that wonderful thing is your talent. Then start exercising a lot of skill on that. Dedicate yourself. See, there's a beautiful quote of Reebok which says that how hard you work when nobody is watching you creates your or decides your success. So you have to work hard when nobody is working. Every successful person worked in such a manner that when everyone was enjoying watching movies, traveling around, chatting with friends, or just anything, they started working and they developed a wonderful skill. That skill is giving them success. So abilities and skills. You can realize your ability only by taking risks. And you can realize your talent by getting into every competition. And once you realize that this is your potential area, start working on it. Start building things on it. And you can create something wonderful, my friends. Okay. So I think I'll go for the next question. How can you overcome judgmental society? See, world appears to you the way you look at it. You try to stop being judgmental. You don't judge anyone in life. You don't judge anything in life. See, you have to love the things as they are. You have to love everyone as they are. See, the tree around you is leading its life. The bird around you is leading its life. Even the earthworm in the soil is leading its life. And it will lead by its nature only.